In just a moment or two, Southern News Extra.
Television and Radio 1980, the IBA's latest handbook on independent television and independent local radio. 224 colourful pages about the programmes and the people behind them. Drama, light entertainment, children's television, informative programmes. Advertising control is explained, and there's a guide to good reception with technical details and coverage maps. For a lively look at ITV and ILR, Television and Radio 1980. On sale now.
Britain's most popular foreign car for the last 6 years has been Datsun. I've been driving this one for nearly 2 years. It's incredibly reliable. Apart from servicing, all I've ever done is put in low-grade petrol and drive it. You see, Datsuns are built in modern automated factories which produce an outstanding car, backed in Britain by an excellent service organisation whose mechanics are Datsun trained. And as for spares, here and at the dealers, there's everything for the entire Datsun range. A range that includes executive cars, economy cars, two-door cars, four-door cars, estate cars, hatchbacks, sports cars, in fact the lot. All 35 models are very well equipped by any standards, some better than cars costing twice the price. More than 600,000 people in Britain drive Datsuns, and you can see why.
PYE Silver Machine, record deck 3-speed. PYE Silver Machine, Dolby stereo cassette deck. PYE Silver Machine, 3-band stereo radio. PYE Silver Machine, complete with speakers around 220 pounds. The new PYE Silver Machine, you can rely on PYE.
Choosing a wine that you can depend on to please even the less discriminating palate can be difficult. Wines can be inconsistent, frankly, disappointing. Perhaps he should have chosen Hirondelle. Good, honest table wine.
It can rain all week, but every day is a perfect drying day inside an electric tumble dryer. The sun is always shining. The breeze is just perfect for drying Johnny's football shorts, baby's nappies, dad's shirts, Susie's wet swimming towel. It can rain all week, but every day's a perfect drying day inside an electric tumble dryer. Dry Electric. See the wide range at your electricity board shop.
News from the south. Tests to determine whether chemicals from the wrecked freighter Aeolian Sky are poisoning marine life in the English Channel are to be carried out in the morning. The carcass of a third whale came ashore near Barton-on-Sea in Hampshire today. It's about 20 feet long, the same size as 2 other whales found dead on the Isle of Wight. The Aeolian Sky sank after a collision off the Dorset coast in November, and ever since beaches in the south have been littered with canisters of chemicals from the ship's holds. The Department of Trade has now agreed to ask a diver from the Folkestone firm Eurosalve to inspect the wreck with a view to salvaging the cargo. But the mission is a dangerous one, as the diver most likely to make the inspection explains.
Well, there are 2 or 3 problems. First of all, you have a problem with the tide. She's in St Albans Race, which means you have about half an hour of slack water at each end of the tide. Very difficult to work later than that or earlier than that, because you just get swept off the wreck. She's 8 miles off the land, so you're open to all weather. And especially in the winter, you've got almost no visibility most of the time. Almost all the time we've dived on it has been in visibility like so, a foot.
A junior minister at the Environment Department, Mr. Marcus Fox, has agreed to visit the Isle of Wight, which has suffered most from the chemicals escaping from the Aeolian Sky. His visit comes after pressure from a number of MPs with constituencies in the south. A car dealer from Brighton, who escaped a conviction for drinking and driving by diluting a urine sample, was given a suspended prison sentence at the Old Bailey today for perverting the course of justice. Robin Moyle, aged 33, of Midhurst Rise in Brighton, denied interfering with the sample, but the jury accepted scientific evidence to the contrary. Moyle was sentenced to 6 months, suspended for a year, and fined £500. A youth accused of murdering a tramp in Ramsgate last August told Maidstone Crown Court today that the man had made homosexual advances. 17-year-old Ian Eleanor admitted that he kicked the tramp in the head. A post-mortem found that the tramp, who was 53, died of head injuries. Eleanor of Thanet Road in Ramsgate denies murder. The trial is expected to end tomorrow. A publican has been forced to stop selling beer to the men who are picketing the Sheerness Steelworks on the Isle of Sheppey. Mr. Leonard Perrott of the Jolly Sailor pub near the steel plant says he's taken the decision because of threats to burn his pub down. Pickets from the north of England are trying to bring the privately owned steelworks to a halt because its workers are defying union orders to go on strike. Salisbury was without buses for 4 hours today when about 60 men employed by the Hanson Dorset Company walked out when a driver was disciplined. The buses were back on the roads by midday and will be running normally in the morning. 300 clerical workers at the British Aerospace factory at Hamble near Southampton have gone on strike over a pay claim. They're seeking an increase of 20%. So far they've only been offered 13%. The Sports Minister, Mr. Hector Munro, was in Berkshire today to open a new sports and leisure complex near Reading. The complex at the public school Shiplake College has cost £180,000. The money was raised jointly by the parents of Shiplake students and the petrochemical company Foster Wheeler, whose headquarters is in Reading. The company's 1,000 employees in Reading will share the facilities for a variety of sports, including football, cricket, tennis, squash and badminton. There have been more protests over plans to charge as much as £2.50 a week for school transport in Kent. Children at Linton, near Maidstone, were allowed time off school to march to the education offices and to present a petition containing over 1,000 signatures. The authorities in the Canary Islands are searching for an elderly tourist from Sussex who's been missing for over a week. He's Mr. Harold Chandler, who's 86 and comes from Lewis. Mr. Chandler was on holiday with his son and daughter-in-law, who believe that he may have lost his memory. Portsmouth Football Club have signed a new defender. He's Alan Garner, who is 30, and joins Portsmouth from Watford for £60,000. And Kent County Cricket Club have confirmed that other counties have made inquiries about their former England wicketkeeper Alan Knott. Knott is negotiating a new contract with Kent, and other counties have been told not to approach him. Paul Downton, Kent's other wicketkeeper, is reported to be unhappy at the prospect of not getting a long-term contract, but the club deny that he's threatening to leave. Well, that's the news. Now the weather forecast. The night will be dry with lowest temperatures 4 or 5 degrees centigrade. Tomorrow will be rather cloudy with occasional rain during the afternoon in much of the region, but not before the evening in the eastern counties. Best daytime temperatures will be about 10 degrees centigrade, and the winds tonight will be variable in direction. They'll be light, and tomorrow they'll be southerly, light or moderate overland, and force 3 to 5 at sea. There we are. That's the news and the weather forecast.
Programmes for Thursday evening here on Southern. At 7 o'clock at Emmerdale Farm, while at 7:30 Bernie has a stake in the houseplant business.
Morning, lovely morning.
Look at that.
Well, what is it?
It's a stick, isn't it?
Well, what's it doing in there? You're not trying to grow matches, are you?
Voices.
At 8 o'clock, episode 2 of our armchair thriller, Dying Day.
I am hallucinating. Is that what's been suggested? Hearing voices, seeing a dead man at a window, and then later, 2 hours later, 2 hours when they look, there is no dead man, no sign of a dead man.
They've proved they do kill people themselves. They don't need professionals. Now, that naturalist man, they killed him. They've been here, taken the tape. They come and go as they like. Why wait for February the 28th?
I don't know.
It's really interesting, you know.
And later at 9 o'clock, a missing woman causes problems in Chief of Detectives.
We make some kind of big deal out of his death, the public will want to know every detail of his personal habits.
Sir, there's a housekeeper. There's neighbors we should speak to. Somebody's got to know who this broad is.
Chief of Detectives at 9 o'clock. And with cross-channel reporting from France on a skirmish between shepherds and the French army, followed by Star Parade and What the Papers Say, these are our programs for Thursday evening.